Real estate education. Learning by mistakes is the expensive way. And I'm going to ask this question because I can raise my hand on this. How many people have learned the expensive way? Yeah. We get out there, we get messed up, we get burnt the first deal. But here's the thing. Everybody who raised their hand is still in the business.
That's right.
How about the other 100, 200, 500,000 people that aren't here because they got burnt on their first deal, didn't make money on their first deal, lost money on their second deal, and got out of the business? Or they made a ton of money on their first deal, and a ton of money on the second, a ton of money on the third. But that was between the years of 2003 and 2006. Call them automatic millionaires. If they screwed up the deal and bought any piece of crap, they could sell it and make money. And when they sold it, they'd flip it and then instantly flip the contract to sell a purchase and sale, and then go buy a couple more and then flip those. Especially in Nevada, Southern California, Florida, right? Accidental millionaires. And they think they know what they're doing. Oh, some of you guys are in the room, but you're still here. So if you're still here, I think the rest of us, and all of us should give each other applause for those guys that raised their hand here, right? Everybody who's lost money has learned the hard way. Now you're here, whether you're experienced or not, you're here to learn how not to do it the hard way. How not to do it the hard way. So our monthly meetings provide great topics, questions, answers, all sorts of stuff. When I'm here and around in town, I'll answer all your questions. This is the cheapest way to get me. So talk to me and pound me with questions. After the meeting, during the meeting, before the meeting, whatever. And there's other people in the room, because I don't know everything. I think I do, but I know I don't. Does it sound right? I think I know everything, but I know I don't. So if I don't know anything, I'm not going to bluff you through it. I'll tell you I don't know, or I'm not sure, I heard about it, and other people in the room can give us input that we can check out and be all set. We provide or direct you to many sources of proven and successful courses, seminars, workshops, and trainings. Shortly, like I said, within the next month, you should be able to see a new website up there called Destiny Win, DestinyWin.com. And that will have all the different courses and stuff that are available. You'll also hear about it through Destiny REIA because we'll announce it through the website here. Okay. It's seminars, workshops, trainings, and we have a couple going on this month here. You might want to tag into those. I'm going to mention them much later in the night. We also have movie nights. Who's attending one of our movie nights? Yep. Fun stuff, good stuff. Yes, very good. Oh, that was matinees, movie nights, matinees, whenever they are. It's really good stuff to see some of the stuff. One thing I do want to start that we haven't done before, I keep saying I want to, is how many people watch those shows on TV? How to buy, fix, sell, flip houses, property ladder, flipping properties. You guys watch those things? You can learn so much from them. What not to do. But one show, I can't remember which one, but one of those shows, I think it was Flip This House, was sued.
Really?
Because every single show, those people went bankrupt after the show. And what they don't tell you is those people who volunteer to go through the ringer through these shows, they are now paid actors, and they get paid $100,000 to $200,000. So even if they screwed up their deal, they still have money to make it work. And they didn't announce that. So now they have a little disclaimer in there, I guess. I haven't watched the show for years, but.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But they are because when you're buying a house, and a lot of them are buying the house. When they're buying the house, guess what happens? Well, this house could sell after repair value $250,000. Have you guys seen anything like that on those shows? More like this house will sell after repair value at $900,000. That's why they have the bigger properties on that show. Anyway, so they get in there, they say, yeah, $250,000, no problem. And what are you paying for it? $140,000. What's your rehab cost? $10,000. Has anybody rehabbed the house? Like apartment, condo? It's not $10,000 for any of them. New carpets and painting the places. So the idea is doing what's called due diligence. And by the way, if there's anybody here that doesn't understand any of the words I use, just shoot your hand up. You don't have to ask, just shoot your hand up and I'll say, okay, let me explain that word. But due diligence is you're about to purchase a property and you go do all the things, use diligence in all the things, finding out what's wrong with it. Get a home inspector, check out your financing, make sure it's all set. If the home inspector says you got to have a termite inspection, get that done. Maybe find out why the people are selling. You know, that would be helpful. How would you like to know everything about a house before you even had to write up an offer? Wouldn't that be neat?
Yes, great.
You'd probably lose half the deals. Because while you're doing your due diligence, which might take a couple of weeks, you'd lose a deal, right? So what if I showed you a way, I'm just going to mention it now, but what if I showed you a way that you'd never lose a deal?
That's what we want, Alan.
Okay. You're walking through the property, you see it, you like it a lot, you write it up. And you put a contingency in there. If they're in everything, home inspection contingency, it buys it 10 days. And then you go down and you do your due diligence. That's one way to handle it and move ahead. Now me, I do my own home inspections on the spot the first time I walk through the house. Pretty quick, just boom, 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 I'm walking through, I get it down. You got to figure after, you know, a bunch of properties, like 860, I have it figured out. So I can just kind of walk through and get a good feel. I might miss some stuff, but I make it up and I overprice some of the repairs just to make up for those mistakes. How many people were here like 3 months ago? I passed out all those due diligence sheets. What we'll do is we'll go through those again, probably next meeting we'll run through some of that stuff. And then, you know, what are the repairs? Go through everything, figure those out. So there's all that stuff we have to do. We can help you with all that stuff here. We'll direct you to these workshops, these seminars, these game nights. That's all the fun stuff. We're out in the field having a good time. We have a bunch of them coming up. And Obi and other people on the film crew are going to be out with us, just filming all these things that I do naturally. I mean, some of you guys have spent a day with me. It's just crazy, right? It just, from one to this spectrum to the other. So these are available for you guys. And these are some of the fun things we do, but they're educational things. Watching those TV shows again, back to those TV shows, they're great, right? How would you like to see them with me? It'll take us 5 hours for a half-hour show, but it'll be fun. Okay. We can do it on the screen, no problem.